Good morning, and good morning. It is Friday. The week is over. Well, if you got to work today, you still got to finish out the day. But for some people, they may have already started. They may have a 4-day work week. Um, I pick my schedule. So after this, I'm not doing anything else today. Well, I have some other things, but they're going to be volunteering to do some stuff for others. But the most part, today is just going to be my Friday after a good week. I've had a great week. Last week, our club, Subwest Rotary Club, went to the I think it's the culinary school. I think that's what it's called. I think it's Molly McGuire Culinary School at Pensacola State College. It was absolutely wonderful. If you get a chance to go, you have to do it. It was $20 for a 5-course meal, and I mean they gave you everything from a delicious start appetizer to a dessert choice at the end. Very, very good. Great atmosphere. They treat you excuse me, they treat you like you're in a 5-star restaurant. So very, very good. So if you get a chance to go, try to go. I think they do it in the spring, 8 or 10 weeks, and then that someone said they also do it in the fall, which is where we're at right now. But really worth the effort, the money they deserve. In fact, I didn't have any money on me to leave them a donation, but I will. I will go back over there and leave a donation because it was just that good. So I am promoting that this morning, and happy that I did it. Happy that I did it. We thank our Juanita Harbin who coordinated it, and it was a little stressful for a minute only because everybody kept asking me questions I couldn't answer. But once we got it all together, it was together, and that was last night. So today I woke up with this thing about, gratefulness, meekness, pride, and pride's hung in there. And I said, what are we proud about? We're proud about a lot of things. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Maurice. How are you? Um, Pride is one of those things, according to the Bible, it says, and I think it's Proverbs 16:18. It says, basically pride, leads to destruction. I'm paraphrasing, but it leads to destruction. It's the last thing that falls is if we continue to live beyond what our real capabilities are. And some of us do. Some people say they can do things and then you hire them, and I've experienced that, or I've hired people to do certain things and I was so disappointed. I still have a back room on my house that, had it been done right, and someone came in to do it, what I have would have not been allowed to be there because, someone else came in and they were looking as I'm considering, doing some renovation. And they said, well, this would never meet code. So whoever did this, they did not pull a permit because the walls don't even line up accordingly the way there should between, where two sections are meeting together. The corners, they don't even line up. But it was like one of those things. After a while, I was exhausted, I was busy, and I let it go, and I shouldn't have. So I'm paying for that now. But pride, it is one of those things. So I found this little short poem this morning. It talked about meekness and pride. And meekness obviously is you don't say anything, and pride is that you're at the opposite end of it. And so it says, meekness and pride are fruits of one tree. Wow. Eat them both for mastery. Take one of pride and the other of three. So, it essentially says that if you look at being meekness, don't boast about what you can do. Just do it. And don't make it that you say you do more than you really can. Good morning, Michael. Hey, my friend. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. So sometimes we see pride as being, important. But it's no more important than our not saying anything. Just do you. Just do what you do. But you don't have to boast about it. You don't have to make it where it's everybody's thought of you is that this is the only thing that you do. Um, I think just looking at how we're made, we're given a lot of things that we do. We may be able to speak well, write well. We may have a sense of fashion. We may have a sense of musicality to us. Something we got something, and so it's how we use it. All is well. You're back. All right. All is well. Good. So I look at life as being, plain in a sense, exciting in another sense, but I'm in the middle, where I like a little excitement, I like a little plainness. I don't want to be at the top of, this morning I was listening to where, and I tell you, I take no, no pot shots at anyone that's doing so well and has mastered the opportunity to move out. And they were talking about Taylor Swift just from her shows alone this morning was considered to be hitting a billion dollars just in that arena. That's not her ticket sales, and not it's just that of I mean her albums and stuff. It's just this particular project that she's doing. Can you imagine that you have been so blessed? I don't say lucky, I say blessed. That's a blessing. Marie says, remind me if you want a ticket for the young leaders of tomorrow's dinner dance for March 9th. Oh, well, let me review it, and then I'll let you know. I will let you know, because if it says dance, I like to do a little bit of dancing. I gotta learn the step though. There's a step I have to learn before I come back. I saw it the other night. It keeps coming. It's a song by Tania, but I gotta learn it. I have to learn it. Good morning, good morning. Hey Debbie, come on in here, girl. I've been missing you. Incidentally, Joan hasn't been here because she's lost a relative who passed away last week. I think it was last week, or it might have been earlier this week. So she's actually, she and her husband are out of town. So be prayerful for her if you don't mind. And you can give her a shout out when she comes back in. But she wrote me and we text back and forth. So she will be back in. Oh no, is she very sorry? Oh, it's so sweet, Debbie. I love you. But anyway, when we talk about pride is one of those things that all of us are supposed to have a certain amount of. Okay. Period. You're supposed to take pride in what you do, but you're not to let the pride overpower you and all someone sees is your pride. They should be able to see all of you, every single bit of who you want them to see, without it being boastful or being a braggart or braggadocio. Leave all those things out. Just do you. Do the regular you. Do the you that everyone can have no problems with. And then I think the worst thing is to be bragging and boastful and prideful about something that you don't do well. And as I said, that's how I got this room on this back of the back of my house. Guys, oh yes, don't worry, Ms. Winborn, I know how to do it. I can. It was horrible. It was horrible. In fact, I had to get two guys to come in and try to save it, but they couldn't do much with it. They couldn't. They said, there's only so much we can do. And sometimes that's where pride will take us, where we listen to somebody else and we're out on an excursion that never ends. Here I am years later, still with that room and being very dissatisfied with it, even though I tried to cover it up with some blinds and some nice curtains and all of that. But the flaws are still there. The flaws are still there. So anyway, this morning I'm going to ask you, are you stuck? Do occasionally you get stuck and prideful about who you are? You just all in your pride, and that doesn't say that you can't have a little bit of pride, that you don't stick your head up in the air and your chest out every once in a while, but it can't be that it stays out and your head stays up, because then you can no longer see. All you see is the feel. All you see and feel is of yourself. You're not making eye contact anymore. You have to be genuine, be right there with whoever you're dealing with. So Pride talks about a feeling or deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own, okay, I'll say that again, own achievements. It says it may be something that is possessed widely within us. It's a possessive thing. It's something I own. And I'm not going to say that I haven't occasionally been real excited and prideful about something that I've achieved, but it can't stay up at the top because guess what? Yesterday's achievement was, guess what? It was yesterday's achievement. You still got to go on. You're the only one that can live in that. Everyone else has moved on. They're not going to, every time they say, they're done with it. We need to be done with it also. So it says, it has this thing of appearance. Sometimes you see people, you can tell that they feel in every bit of their pride, because no one else can get a word in except them. I'm telling you how good they are, how great they are, how wonderful they are. What's that saying go, let my work speak for me. That's good. We have to go with that. So anyway, pride is, the pleasure of knowing something, the joy, the delight, the gratification, the satisfaction, the comfort and the content. So, and then one's own contentment with themselves. All those are I. So when we move into the word itself and we break it down, we start with presence. That's what my P is for this morning, presence. The presence is it says it's the state or fact of existing, of occurring or being present in a place or present at certain things. It says it's one that occurs. It could be every once in a while, often, or whatever. It says it is of existence. It is of attendance, meaning somebody is attending to it. It's appearance. When you think of somebody's presence and they present themselves, it's appearance. It's what you see. It's a showing and a showing up. Okay. Preem. Okay. Yeah, that would be good. That's a good word, Debbie. Preem. Sometimes we don't realize that we possess things that other people may be reacting to negatively, only because we're so full of ourselves, we don't even see them. We don't recognize them. We only see ourselves, and that's what we bring. But we have to do better. We have to do better. When I move further on in the word, my R is for reputation. And good morning, Lisa. How are you? Good to see you in the space. I don't know. For some reason, I got a tickle in my throat. Hold on. Look, I'm going to be like Jennifer Hudson. She has tea. I got coffee. But anyway, reputation, what is it? It's the beliefs or opinion that are generally held about somebody. That's their reputation. They may be the dresser. They may be the singer. They may be the writer, the author, the teacher, the preacher. They can be anything. That is what has been put out in the world from them that we see. Okay? That's what we see. Resistance and respect. Those are good. Good that you're doing better, sweetie. Great. Punctual. Ooh, I like that. Because to me, that is somebody's reputation if they are never on time. You can't expect someone to be on time and you're not. No one is better than the rest. Ooh, you better speak this morning. That's really good. And it's true. How many times have somebody told you to be someplace at a certain time, you get there and they're not there? I tell you, I have this thing about being on time. I'd rather be early and sit by myself a minute and wait than for me to be the one that's late. I don't like it. I don't like it at all, And sometimes this is terrible to say, I've even left places because the person was not fashionably late, which is 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes at max. But they were an hour late, talking about, I was running late, I forgot. But that meant it wasn't important enough. It wasn't important enough for you to be here. Ridicule is good. Righteousness, okay, those are good. Resistance, all those. Respect, all those R's are great. Reputation talks about the beliefs or opinion that someone generally has held about someone else or something. It's widespread belief. So it's not just that I think it, other people got the same opinion of you. What can you say? I'm always late. I have a friend, she says I'm always late. And I know I'm not coming on time. So you know what I used to do? Make things an hour earlier for her. Everybody else had a different time. And she get there still late. Still still late. But it didn't matter because everybody knew her. They knew that she would come late, and that's okay. But anyway, reputation also talks about one's character, one's name, their status. It also talks about their position, their fame, or their infamousness, okay, their prestige, and then their honor. You know, some people are known to be late and they take pride in that because that means that they're the ones entering the room. Don't you see me? Okay, so there's another, I would say, offshoot that comes off from them being late. It feeds the possibility of their pride. It possibly feeds their pride. Let me put it that way. Oh, importance. Come on now. Come on now, because you know that influence and importance are really good. I have it's an individualized thing. I said individual for a particular person. It's not for everybody because everybody is not going to be stuck in their pride. They're not going to be. You know, they're going to have a way that gives them a little excitement about who they become and what they've achieved, but it's not going to overpower their ability to see others, acknowledge others, interact with others, be with others, you know. But individualized says for me is that they want to be separate. Sometimes they can be isolated and single and discreet, sole, lone, and independent. Now you think about people indulging is good too, Debbie. Impatient. I love it. Sometimes haven't you met people that you know that they're prideful people and they have pride, they carry it around with them. It's on their shoulder, it's on their face, it's in their head, it's out their mouth. So you know them. You know them by the fact that they speak their importance. They speak their individualism. They speak their and they illuminate who they are. They're indulgent in what they do. They're impatient on the fact that you don't see them as quickly as you should. They feel they have influence over you and others, you know. So those are all the eyes that really come to the individual and how they act, what they do. It is what it is. When we move further on in the word, my D for in pride is distinction. Sometimes we don't even realize that we have our own distinctions, but we do. We may wear a certain, you know, color all the time, or drive only a certain type of car, or you know, walk a certain way, or those are our distinctions. Maybe we have our own colloquialisms from where we came from, how we say certain words. It might be, you know, the fact that we only choose, you know, red lipstick every time. You know, those are our distinctions that we have. Okay, but distinctions are also, it says it's excellence that someone is given that may show them to be different or contrast in who they are between similar things or similar people. So the distinction may be I see you, or I see myself, but I don't see you. Distinction, you know, I do this, but I don't do that. People remember you for what you do, and they also remember you for what you don't do. Okay, so distinction also talks about the level of importance, whether it's significant or not, or they're significant. Despisement, oh, come on now, I know that's Debbie. Decision, this Discourtesy. What else is there? Good morning, Erica. Um, Discourtesy is what I meant to say. Wow, those are all good. Today we're doing the word of pride, Erica. And, as I was saying, that the Bible says that pride, leads to destruction because it's the last thing that falls. We may lose everything, but the pride is the last thing that says it has a tendency to really put us in an area where we are destroyed. So, my D so far I did the presence, the reputation, the individualization of it all. I'm on distinction, who they are by what it is that they do, similar things, different things. It talks about the variance of who they are, the fact that they're very different from someone else. It might be the division that you see versus them, or they see it, or the separation, the status, the honor, um, the prominence. I didn't use that word, the prominence of, and sometimes with distinction, it may be the fame that comes out of it, what she always does and he always is, whatever. And it also talks about just the overall importance of who the individuals think they are or believe they are, or the message that they've given to others that may be seen. I mean, I know some people that are the most fabulous dressers. Every time you see them, everything matches. Everything is in a certain way. That's their presentation, which we talked about first. Our presence. Our presence is our presence. When we move to our last letter of pride, this was my word. Now I said exclusive. Excluding or not admitting other things. They're not worried about anything else. It's exclusive. Exclusively, I behave this way. Exclusively, I talk this way. I dress this way. I smile this way. It's exclusive. It says restricted or limited to the way one possesses their own identity. This is who I am, and if ego, ooh, come on now. Ego is good. Delusional. I missed that, Michael, but that's good. Delusional for this. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. You and that was a good one because Debbie usually has me laughing where I have to break out of being acting like I'm educated. Debbie always has me laughing, but that one is a good one. Ego is good. What is that? Exaggerate. Say that word. I can't even say it. Exaggerate. Exaggerate. What's it mean, Debbie? Help us. Because Debbie knows words. Is that when somebody exaggerates something? I don't know. I don't know what the word means. But I said that mine is that the person thinks themselves to be exclusive of everybody else. And that means that they are possibly full of themselves. They feel they're completed without needing anybody else. That says that they are the entire person. Exaggeration. Okay. All right, Debbie. I got that. It says they're also they're the whole thing. They don't need anybody else. How many people have you met like that? They don't need anybody else. I am. They walk into the room. You're supposed to genuflect, kiss the ring, high five, get down on two knees. I didn't say one. I've seen people like that. It's very interesting to watch how some people respond to certain people. Like, I'm be honest, I would love to meet a few people in my lifetime, and I don't think I'd be crazy over them, but I know I would be me. Glad to meet you, enjoy reading your work, enjoy your music, that kind of thing. but it wouldn't be that I've fallen out and and I need to go to the hospital or they have to put paddles on my chest. I'm not that kind of person. Exit. Oh, evil. Oh my goodness, evil. I thought it said exit. Oh, elaborate. Yeah, I like that. Elaborate. That's good. That's a good word. And evil. You know, interesting enough, I don't know if you all been watching, the news. And when I'm just watching TV, and I don't watch TV much, it's kind of my background sound. Either that or music is on. And the other day, Wednesday, when they interrupted the show that was on, and when they bring that music on and said this is a special report, I'm thinking, okay, war or violence or something evil going on in the world. And that word came up as soon as that music came on. I said, oh my God, what evil is going on in the world? And to hear that someone would take the lives of 18 people and others still struggling for their lives now, that's just so sad. It's very, very sad to me that the world is just that. It is a place that certainly is scary. It's scary at times, to think that you can just go out and have fun with your family, bowling, having a drink with a pal and some nachos, and you don't get home. You don't come home. Very, very scary. I'm always worried, even though I haven't stopped my life, because I am a believer in God. God's word says, I did not give you the spirit of fear, and so you stay right there. But evil lurks amongst us. It really does, and it makes it where some people, when I was doing my regular counseling gigs, because it was like hard pressed life, fast paced all the time. I would go home at night sometimes like, wow, I don't know how people deal with the things that come to them. And one of the things that was always scary is that they were fearful. And even though I wasn't fearful for myself with them, I was fearful for them. Because if you can't correct everything that people are going through and do it in such a way that would lead them where they're feeling better about who they are, then it's scary for the fact that they have to go back into those situations. Please play for our sister Joan, Miss Her. Love and comfort coming away, Joan. Thank you so much. I'm gonna tell her to read the information online, so she'll be able to know that we do love and care for her. But Debbie, you're always such a sweet person. I love you too. But when we look at things as being exclusive, sometimes we also have to know that we are who we are. We are who we portray ourselves to be to others, even if we can't follow through on what we portray. Sometimes if all the world sees is that's what you do, then that's all they see. So they may have an opinion of you that's not really accurate. But then once again, if you look at individualism, then you are who you are. So you'll keep what of those, what I call the nuggets, the nuggets of yourself, right, so that others see you for who you are. But pride, if you have pride, you should have some. It doesn't say that you would not have any. If you go back to the poem says meekness and pride. So therefore, quiet and prideful. You could be meek and it's all within you. And then you could be prideful and boastful. So it says meekness and pride are fruits of one tree. Eat of them for mastery. Take one of pride and one of thee. So you have an opportunity, you can fit in any of those spaces at any time. You can fit the meekness, the pridefulness, or you can stay right in the middle, and that would be good. Good listen, Doc. I have to run. I love you too. Miss you, guy. But look, you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for coming in with me today on Are You Stuck? If you don't do anything else, Hit the button and share. I don't care if you pay me a dime. You don't have to pay me a penny. But if you hit the share button, then more will know that what I do from my heart. I do because I love it. I do because I love you all. And my pride's not going to step in the way for me to get out here and keep doing it. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Kiwanis. Good to see you in the space. What a great poem. Thank you, dear. Love you guys. You all have a safe weekend. Be careful out there, okay? As they say, your pride is good, but watch those who are evil, okay? Love you, love you, love you. See you on Monday with another word. Have a good day, good weekend. Be safe. Bye-bye.